Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Michael Byrd, and guess what? This is a new podcast, and we want to call this one the Brew Crew.
Hey.
So what happened was we had such a great time on my other podcast, Take Care of Yourself. So we got Jessica Phillips and Matt Abbott in the house. So we're we're doing our own thing here. It's going to be a three-way podcast show, and I think everybody's going to enjoy it, you know.
Yeah,
we got
right.
Matt's in studio. We got Jessica via Zoom because she could not escape the house tonight.
Oh,
Good night, kiddos.
Yeah, so how are you guys doing, man? What's going on?
oh. Go ahead, Jess. Go ahead,
Ladies
Jess.
first.
Thank you, guys. It is Monday, and I wish it was Friday or Saturday.
Oh,
We can be out drinking.
but instead, we're inside drinking and making
Pretty much.
Inside drinking.
podcast.
Yeah.
Come on.
Not as fun.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it is because I'm by myself.
Yeah. You got to start. You got to just say screw the kids and just leave them at home by themselves. I don't care how old they are, and just come on out.
Right.
Oh, here comes
Sure,
hate
you
mail.
know, just
Hate
leave her
mail.
unattended. See what
Yeah,
trouble
you
she
know,
gets into. She is my kid after all. She'd probably kill me and my neighbor next door with lighting the house on fire.
Oh boy.
Hey, they have babysitters all day long. But
Yes.
no, I get it. I have a 14-year-old, and I remember leaving him at home. Never. I don't think even at 14, and I know he's just playing video games. I don't think I've ever left him at home by himself, other than to go to like the
Nerve-wracking.
corner store. But boys are a little bit different than girls.
I think at 14 I did leave him at home because I wanted him to be old enough. I wanted to trust him enough so I could get out the house and do
Right.
something, you know.
I can
Oh,
understand
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think at 14.
I was 7,
You were 7?
and I had to take care of my baby brother who's 4.
Oh, you know, that's the
you're
way
one
my
of
house
those.
was. They used to leave my ass at home, no problem. Like 10 years old, 9 years old.
Yeah.
I had a
Cook.
sister.
I
that
gotta
was
learn how
7
to
years
cook real
older.
quick.
Yeah, I had a sister that was 7 years older, so I can remember being at home, summertime, something like that, and I was always there with her. But now that I think of it, she was never around. My mom and dad left me with my older sister, but where the hell was she? Now that I think about it,
Yeah, what was she doing, man?
she was
doing
gone.
She out
She
messing
probably
around
was
with boys
gone.
and stuff.
Yeah, knucklehead. Wow.
So what were you up to this weekend, Matt?
Well, this weekend was a crash and burn.
Like
We got
literally.
any kind of music we can add right there. Oh, wow.
Oh,
Actually, yeah. I mean, so Friday night I had an unexpected, change of events. Literally going 45. I think and how they come up with these estimates, I'll never know. But 47 miles per hour. And the woman in front of me decides, hey, this is my driveway. Skirt. So she slams on brakes to turn in her driveway. And, I just didn't have time to stop. So I did swerve trying to miss after I saw it, oncoming traffic. It was clear, but I still caught that back left side. And wow, man, it's amazing because the airbag came out. I did hit her. The airbag came out, and looking back, or just kind of photographic memory type deal, I remember seeing that steering wheel, all four, it slit in the corners, and it just opened right up like I don't know you know what I mean? I remember seeing all
the
this
steering
happen.
wheel opened up.
Oh, like the
Like the
slow motion
airbag.
of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
It's going-
airbag. Okay.
I remember seeing all that happen, and it was just like in real time. I just watched it all happen, and the airbag just kind of poof, hit me in the face, and damn, I didn't even realize I had a mark. But yeah, I felt it come open and just scratch my arm.
So I've never been hit by an airbag. Does it hurt?
I imagine what it would feel like to hit the steering wheel had I not had it.
Yeah.
I don't
yeah.
remember hitting the airbag itself. I won't ever forget that smell. like this powdery dust that came out with it.
Uh-huh.
I won't ever forget that. But
Yeah.
it was just kind of like a burnt, just something you wouldn't smell every day. You would definitely remember it, But the whole experience, my car finally came to a stop. I think they said it was 82 yards away, 80-something yards away.
That's a long way.
Yeah, well, it was just because the steering wheel locked up. And I don't even know if the car was running anymore, but it just, steering wheel locked up, the airbag deployed, hit me, type deal. Well, I say it hit me because that's what I've heard it described in other folks. But I can only imagine what it would have been like without it.
Forehead into the top of the steering wheel. Crack.
Yeah.
Done.
Or see, when I had mine, it was the seatbelt. The only time I actually really wore one back in Texas. And I had a chest, like it was a mark from the seatbelt, not the airbag. Mine didn't deploy, and it was a head on.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Yeah, that's no fun.
No.
That's no fun.
I feel like I'm boring.
Good.
I've only been rear-ended once. I mean, and that was in a car.
Hey, that is a... Don't be rude. That's like my favorite part of episode 3. Don't be rude.
Don't be rude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't be rude.
Yeah, that would be the one.
That's
That'd
the
be
one.
rude. But no, like I hit this woman, and she was trying to turn into her driveway. I hit her. Obviously, she missed the driveway. She hit the tree beside it and then bounced back across traffic and up the road.
Ooh.
And hit another car that was going up the road in the back. So it was some bam, 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 like bingo. I mean, not bingo. What's it called? What's that game?
Plinko? Jenga? No, Tetris?
No, the
Pinball.
the old pinball. That
Pinball.
It was like some pinball effect going on. And like I was so freaked out by the time I stopped. Like I go walking up the road, like, hey, look, everybody okay? And this woman had literally walked about 75 yards to get to me. And she says, were you the driver of that such and such? She's walking totally fine. I was like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, I'm hurt.
Oh, no.
I was like, you motherfucker. Like, you're one of them. Okay. So from now on, I'm going to video record every single thing.
Look,
of this.
I've
That
got
was
a
the biggest crock of shit.
I've got a dash cam on both of my vehicles. So if somebody tries to pull that shit on me, I'm prepared. I am prepared.
That happened to me. Me
I
too.
swear that was the first thing she said. Or the second thing she said.
When I bumped this lady and we were going 5. Okay.
5.
Didn't even scratch her car. She wouldn't get out of the car. She wouldn't move for about 10 minutes. And she's hysterical. Like I killed her cousin. And finally, we're in downtown Raleigh. I'm like, move the fuck off the road. Traffic's about to come. I'm just thinking about everyone wants to go home. Let's just pull over. She's crying and acting like she's dead. And I'm like, you don't even have a scratch. I was going 5. My neck hurts. I'm like, I was so angry. I'm like, oh.
My back. Lick my
Woman's
tire
crack.
and my
Oh,
crack.
that's not how that goes. Whoops.
Yeah, that was the
My bad.
version. Radio.
Yeah.
So what do you guys want to pick up tonight? Where we left off last week or what?
Well, Jessica had some suggestions, and it's pretty cool. Mostly to do with bars. So I mean, for you to bring this up, you must be well versed on some bars around the world, right? I mean,
well, I have done some traveling, and I was thinking, the Brew Crew. We have to talk about some about a bar, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. I was just going to make a at the intro of the podcast like a beer can opening, and that was just the extent of the Brew Crew right there. But we can talk about beer too.
We did have an epic moment during the season, or why do I say season? Episode 3, where I was opening that beer.
Episode 3 of Take Care of Yourself.
Take care of yourself, right?
Yeah.
And it was we were talking about the actual sound of that, opening a beer, and that just so happened to do it, and it was just perfect. But
it was.
We'll see what happens.
I was trying to hide mine under the table. No.
So you get us started, Jessica. Like, what's your favorite bar, international bar? It don't even have to be international. It could be like anywhere else in the country.
I like one of my favorite ones is in Cozumel, Mexico, and it's so cliche, but it was so much fun. Was Carlos and Mickey's. I don't even know if they have those anymore though.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna suck at this one.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to. If it's
So what
outside
they
of
do,
Hollywood,
they
I
have,
probably haven't been there other than Myrtle Beach.
So, Jessica, you tell us where your favorite out-of-state bar is, and then we'll just talk about stuff here in Raleigh.
Out-of-state bar?
Yeah.
Okay, out of state. All right, so, well, Charlotte. No, that's in state. Texas,
Oh,
I
I
don't
have
remember.
been to
Oh, there was
some in
Aaron's in
Charlotte, though.
Texas, West Texas. Aaron's was this karaoke bar, and it was on the west side where I'm from. And it was an Irish karaoke bar, and I loved to go there because they always had it was like $5 wells and beers and such.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they had karaoke. I'd never go up and sing, but I like to watch everyone else do it.
Oh, it's no fun. I have come to learn through, personal humiliation that if you don't sing karaoke, you really don't get the full effect. Yeah, I mean, it's great to see other people like humiliate themselves and their friends, sign them up and all that. But if you don't get up there and actually participate and humiliate yourself or rock the damn crowd out, it's best when you're one of those that actually think you're rocking everybody out, but you're the one that's just hammered and having your own little party.
Oh,
and nobody else is really joining it.
And nothing gets on my nerves worse than that one person that's always like joking and ribbing you about, hey man, you going to go out there and sing tonight? Because we love you. Just like making fun of you about a song you sing, but they never
fucking sing.
They
anything.
never participate in anything.
Right.
Never.
Okay, how about this?
Just
How
one of
about
those
this?
naysayers.
Yes. Can't
If we go to a karaoke, we will go to a karaoke bar.
karaoke? What'd you say?
Karaoke.
I
I was like thinking of like three things at the same time.
Just like
I was like,
what did she just like put together?
karaoke.
Karaoke and karaoke.
That was,
teriyaki.
I was gonna make teriyaki chicken.
What was it I was trying to say last time about women and corn-fed and thoroughbred? I said that all backwards, and y'all gave me shit for it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, but that's what we do.
That's what we do. All right, I'm sorry, Jessica, because I will
Joe.
like rudely interrupt you.
No, it's okay. But I think I would do it if you guys were there because I would just die and then we'd have something to laugh about.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
hell.
Well, we have an opportunity coming up.
Yep.
October 26th, my birthday. Shenanigans at.
Oh, look at her face.
I have to get
hiding.
a babysitter.
Well, let's make this happen. Leave
them
him at home.
Her face. She was just like, "Oh shit!" I just talked myself right
into it. Yeah.
Okay, so we got to make a pact now, y'all. On October 22nd, we each. So you got now. Okay, think about it. You got from now to then to practice your song.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm
I already
saying?
got mine. Mine.
I don't have one yet, but for those listeners out there, you might as well.
All right.
Sit your seats to the upright position, and please fasten your seatbelt because we are coming in there to take over the mother joint, and that's how we roll. Come on.
And we might actually have clips to play on an episode of the Brew Crew when it happens. So this is not the time for your sphincter to get all tight, Jess. You need to get out there and you need to sing.
You got to do it. You got to do it for your fans.
Okay, here's a pact.
Come on.
A pact. Okay.
What is that?
Pact.
A pact of what?
It's a Yeti.
Oh, that's your beer. Okay, all right.
That's my beer. Cheers.
Okay, I'll cheers to that.
We'll do karaoke.
The 22nd.
On your birthday, and I will sing it.
There we go. It's a done deal.
Person.
So,
You going to share us the song? What can we get?
What song are you thinking?
I have no idea. I've never thought I'd ever do this. Ever.
I've never heard of that song before.
No, I've got several in mind.
All right, what do you got? What's your song, Mike?
I got a little bit of PTSD. Over here. I was like, holy shit, somebody's running through the damn window.
Yeah, so the story behind that's one of my favorite radio sound bits. It's from Opie and Anthony back in the early 2000s. I used to listen to them all the time.
I can't hear that one.
Yeah, I don't think you can hear anything on Zoom. You can't hear any of the sound effects.
Boom.
Yeah,
it was a car wreck.
but it's like for bad jokes, nothing beats the old crash.
Yeah.
But yeah,
what's crazy is so my wreck, there was a Hispanic family that heard it happen, went back and looked at it on the Ring doorbell and showed me. Oh wow, dude, I couldn't even look at it. I couldn't even watch it. It messed me up.
man, is there any way we can get that?
Look, I did ask him. I was like, hey, look, can you please send that to this trooper right here? Because I got a ticket for failing to stop in proper time or something. Failing to it was something weird like that. And the trooper told me, he was like, man, this will be, it'll be dropped before you go to court to show something like proof of insurance or something. It was something odd like that. And I think he did that honestly because the bystanders and the other person involved, from the moment he got there to the moment he left, they were screaming about how much they were hurt and how much, like, she was like, this guy that wasn't even in the damn car, I don't even know where he came from. He's like, she doesn't drink, she doesn't do nothing, she's blah, 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 she lives right here. And the troopers are actually looking at him like, dude, calm down. Shut it up. Let me do my, they're over there measuring skid marks and shit. And the trooper's just like, chill, It was really one of those, how can I get paid type deals, like a trip and fall in Walmart. Oh, like, holy shit.
One of those people that just see a car coming real slow and then they walk up to it and just jump on the hood and roll up on the
fall
windshield.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Those people are trifling.
Mm.
Yeah. So we kind of got sidetracked, as we do here on the Brew Crew. Sidetracked. So Jessica, you were telling us about your favorite bar, and it was I forgot already. Whoops.
It was Aaron. Well, in the state or out of the state or out of the country.
I'm just impressed that you remember the name because I can't remember any of the names.
I just know the bar I drank such and such at.
Yeah, I've been to
bar you drinking such and such.
Yeah.
There was this one in Charlotte I really liked, but I can't remember. There's something that starts with a T, like Thomas Tavern or something, and tried out of. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, you should look that up right quick. Oh.
I would say, like, locally, the bars that we would probably frequent. My favorite, I guess.
This one here, I like a couple. I like Ale House. We always go there. Gatehouse is good, and Mackey's.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which is the old Pat Murning's, I think.
Like, for me, the vibe, I mean, you just can't beat Deuces. Like, Deuces Piano Bar.
Where's Deuces? Where's that?
Deuces Piano Bar. The piano bar.
That's Plus.
Where's that?
It used to be Deuces.
Oh, off of Glenwood and Raleigh?
Yeah. What's it called now?
Plus.
Really?
Plus Dual and Piano Bar.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I've just always known it as Deuces Piano Bar. I don't know what they call
changed the name.
Huh. Yeah. What's his name? Tony?
Tony Bassford.
Yeah. Tony's. It used to be Tony's something. I don't know. But yeah, I've always known it as Deuces Piano Bar. So as far as like the whole vibe, and it's never failed. Every time I've ever went, I went by myself and seen somebody.
And you never went home alone.
Right. The one time I lost my car in the parking deck across the way, but
that sucks, dude.
That's a true story. and to this day, I can go over there in that parking deck, and I never forget this one parking spot because I did. Actually, I wasn't at the piano bar the night. I remember this. But the next morning, I stayed in the hotel across the road.
That Hampton, yeah.
Yeah, that Hampton Inn. And the girl I was with that I actually ended up falling in love with and googly-eyed and, planned to get married and all that before she had 17 boyfriends.
Just 17?
Yeah, she was married, and the only problem was her husband, her husband didn't really know it. But
man, what a player!
Right. She was a pimp. But no, I will never forget. The next morning, we're leaving, right? And she's like, "All right, boo, or love bug, whatever the hell she called me." And she's backing up, and there was a guy getting out of his car in parking spot 51. I'll never forget it. She backed into him, a white Camaro, and he had a little boy about 3, 4 years old with him. She nailed that thing. And she pulls up to me and says, all right, I'm leaving. Zoom. And just left. And I'm standing there like looking at this guy, his car with the scratch on the front and the little boy. And I walked over there. I was like, look, man, I'm sorry, but this is what I know of her. This is her number. This is her name. My name is Jeff Wangro. And I live in West Tennessee somewhere. But, yeah, it just really, I was like, holy shit. How did she fucking do that shit to me, man?
Wow.
That's just, man, that's a true story,
That's
too.
messed up.
That's a true story. Like, you can't make that kind of shit
No,
up.
that's some. Well, I mean, you know more than anybody right now, and so do I.
Woo, come
There's
on.
some crazy women out there, man.
I will toast Matt to that.
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna toast you too. I mean, I'm sorry, Jess, we can't toast you. I mean, we're not saying you're a crazy woman, but the jury's still out. We got our eye on you.
Well, we're
I'm just playing. Don't look at me like that. Cheers. Yeah, man. You don't judge a book by the cover, because deep in that novel, there's some stuff hidden, bro. Yeah.
But we've already all come to the conclusion that me, Mike, Jess, we're all exceptions to the rules.
Yes, absolutely.
God broke the mold on us. So
no, absolutely.
That's right.
man. That's just kind of how that works.
He broke the mold on purpose. He's like, I don't want to make another one of these motherfuckers.
I don't need no cookie cutters. I don't need no cookie cutters.
He was like, what did I do? Picked it up and slammed it on the ground.
This exceptionally gorgeous thing here. We got to go and stop it right here.
So, what?
I said God broke the mold. Okay. This
I thought you like stopped the podcast.
Gorgeous
Put the brakes
thing.
on.
No.
Okay.
I was listening to episode 3, and I said Jess was telling her story or something, her roller skating, and I said, "What? Get out!" Mike said, "Just get out. Get out now.
Get out."
Yeah, I got a bad habit of saying that.
Yeah.
Just get out.
So plus dueling piano bar is like one of your favorites. You got like a second?
For me, well, bar-wise, for me, it's more of the atmosphere.
I guess it could be sports bars too.
Yeah. Well, for me, I guess like weekend-ish vibe. If it's gonna be deuces, because I like the chill. Tony playing the piano. And,
that's plus. We'll call it plus.
Plus is piano bar. And whoever the female is that plays the drums.
She's no longer there.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry,
well, you haven't
Tony.
been there in a long time.
Sorry, Tony. I'm not coming back, buddy. That was half the reason I went there.
Let me tell you something. Tony's a happy man right now. He is not sad because he lost his drummer. Tony is a happy man. He is married. Him and his wife, Larissa actually works there. They are one happy couple.
Nice to meet you, Larissa.
Great people, man. Great people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Tony was always amazing, man. I got a video of him calling me up there, and I forget the song I'm singing, but I was in a line of women, and I'm like the last one, and I sing the little part. I forget what it was. You have to see it, but it was just good, man. He's great at working the crowd and just, involving everybody. It's just a great atmosphere.
Yeah. Well, Tony's another one of those guys, like I've been talking to you about some shit, and Tony was one of the first ones I talked to about it because he sort of kind of was going through the same thing I'm going through. And I sent him a text. I was like, hey, man, how did you deal with it? And, he was like, hey, I tell you what, man. We had a phone conversation for a couple hours, and then he invited me to Plus for a staff party. So, that was pretty cool, and got to hang out with those guys. And me and Larissa talked a lot about the situation. And, it's good when you got people like that, that can help you out. And, like you've been, and like Tony and like Larissa and a couple more people. But, yeah, man, Plus dueling piano bar, that's at the top of my list. And for obvious reasons, me and Tony are pretty good friends. And the atmosphere is amazing at Plus. That's why I'm having my birthday party there. My second favorite bar, I'm going to say the Avenue, which is at the very end of Glenwood. You've been there. Yeah. Jessica, you haven't been to the Avenue yet. You're going to have to go.
Yeah.
Yes, I will. I will have to go this coming weekend.
Yeah, Jeff Green, he's manager out there, GM. Great dude. They play cornhole out there, which is one thing I'm into.
Yeah.
That would be the game, folks, because there's a lot of perverts out there that just want to say it's ass fucking, and it is not. Okay. And my third favorite bar, I'm going to say, is Saints and Scholars. That is off. Is that Falls of the Noose?
There's more than one location, right?
Of Saints and Scholars?
Mm-hmm.
No, I believe it's just the one.
I thought it was one over there, Fuquay. I may get that. I think I get that one mixed up with something. But I have been there several times.
But Jessica, as far as international bars, I have been to a lot of countries, and this is sad. I can only remember going to a Hard Rock Cafe in Singapore and Panama City. I usually go to just like the generic shit. Like the stuff here in the United States.
Yeah, the ones
so
they
I can
say
get the T-shirt.
Yeah, so they can say tourist, as a tourist you visited. I can understand that.
Yeah, because honestly, I'm scared to go to the local bars.
I was going to say, you don't really venture out to a local hole-in-the-wall bar as a tourist because, it's just kind of understood.
So, true story. This didn't happen to me, but it happened to a coworker. So with my job, we have to do a lot of deportations. So what that means is when we have aggravated felons that come into our custody, they don't just get to get on a plane by themselves and deport themselves. They have to be escorted by 2 ICE officers. So this one officer, I believe it was Brazil. I believe it was Sao Paulo he went to. But, they did their deportation. They arrived in Sao Paulo. It was time for them to do a little recreation, so they put their stuff in the hotel, got a cab, went to one of the local bars. Long story short, my man got drugged at the bar. They must have slipped him something.
Dahmer.
And I think it was the way he says it, the way he told the story to me was it had to be like a setup. Like there was an inside job. There were people inside the bar ready for somebody like him to walk in. Right. And then they had somebody staged as a cab driver. And
this was a kind of a big outfit type deal.
Yep.
Yeah, like
what were
tourist,
they aiming for?
They were aiming for a tourist and like to rob you type. Oh, that reminds me of something. I'll let you finish.
They took his wallet. They took his passport, which was another thing because he couldn't leave the country without his passport. But he he did wake up in his hotel room. So they put him in his hotel room, and how they found out what hotel room he stayed in kind of makes me wonder if like the hotel was in on it too. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it,
they see an American and let's get this dude. Yeah,
I knew that made me think of like now 2 different scenarios. One, I just saw it on TikTok today. A gentleman that he met a woman on TikTok. And his friend, he wanted to go down and meet her like in Florida or something. Well, his friend was saying, not to do that, or at least, kind of be aware of your surroundings, hey, don't go straight to her house. She's saying she has kids, no woman with children is going to, let you come right to her house. And, and this guy was just not hearing it. So his buddy was like, okay. Like kind of like his last try. He said, before you go in the house, tell her you're going to at least stop at the hotel and drop your bags off, change clothes, whatever, but be sitting outside of the house and see if there's any activity. Well, this guy did that kind of as, just to shut his friend up. So 30, 45 minutes before he was supposed to be there, he texts this woman, hey, I'm dropping my bags off at the hotel. I'll be there 30, 45 minutes, whatever it was. And he was actually sitting outside. And he watched 3 guys walk in the house. And, they had like the toboggans, but they had them pulled down around their neck. They could just pull them up over their face. Mm-hmm. And they were going to rob him. So that just goes to show, like, that stuff really does happen. And second scenario was I had a pastor friend that went to Dominican Republic. Mm-hmm. And him and his crew that he was with, 4 or 5 others, were held for ransom, and the U.S. government paid to get them back. To this, I mean, that happened years and years ago, but to this day, like, they're not allowed to say what the government paid, like what the negotiation was, but they did get them back. I mean, I'm not going to the Dominican Republic and even test it. But that reminds me of a third scenario. You know, shut up.
Jesus, Matt.
Yeah, when I was with the DOJ, there was a foundation that came to us and wanted us to go to the Dominican Republic again and purchase information from the Dominican government and use it to intercept trafficking. Because the number one trafficking, I guess, gender or whatever in the Dominican Republic is American women of age. Like,
where are they getting these American women from?
Exactly. They're there touring.
And then they drug them and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they go through that whole, So, I mean, that just goes to show, some of these places we visit nonchalantly, not thinking, not everyone comes back the same way they went.
I mean,
you got to be careful these days,
Not to get dark, but I heard, well, it's a proven fact that cartels use corpses to smuggle, like child corpses, to smuggle their drugs into the United States.
I bet. Yeah.
It's pretty sick, actually. Like babies, they'll take the babies and, they sell the organs first, and then they'll put the drugs in the babies and come over with them like that. It's a brutal fucking business, man.
And those people over to the mothers. I'm gonna tell you that right there.
That's the truth.
Well, where are the mothers if they got the kids? That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
well, they're probably high.
I didn't think about that.
They're probably sleeping with the fishes, or dug up in the
or not,
desert.
high on drugs or heroin or whatever.
Yeah,
they have no other choice.
Man,
maybe they think.
This particular pastor, he's told me the story about what happened, and they had him in like a jail cell type thing. And he said all that was in there was a mattress, and he said the guard was just like a young guy, no shirt on, walked around with a AK-47. And he said at times the young guy would actually lay down on that mattress and sleep, like napping.
Like the guard.
The guard.
The guard
right.
would sleep, okay.
And this guy, my buddy, like, I used to call him Lurch. He's just like 6'4", tall, kind of humpback because he's so tall. But, I mean, I can just... And he even told me, this is the spiritual person that, believe God for everything, and I don't knock that, but he said, he's like, Matt, there were so many times I could have just jumped on him and taken the gun, but I didn't. I was like, bro,
jumped on him. I thought you were talking something else.
No. He was talking about taking the gun. I was like,
taking his
said,
soul, taking his asshole.
I'm sitting there thinking, dude, you have more self-restraint than me because I'd have taken that gun and, like, shot the shit out of him, and Matt and his crew would have been up out of there, like, on the way to damn Starbucks, like, before they knew what happened. Shit.
Oh.
Y'all can follow me if some shit ever goes down. You can believe that. I carry it 24/7.
I don't know. There's a lot more places I go besides Starbucks, though.
Yeah.
We'll celebrate a getaway.
Right. Well, actually, what happened... Like, He tells the story, right, and this, I don't want to take up this whole thing, but it's pretty cool. The guy that ended up being the guard of that cell was the one, so there was something going on, some kind of war, or not fighting, or something going on. He talked about the what is it? Anyway, it was all these type of freedom fighters and shit fighting. Well, the guy that was holding them captive in the cell ended up being the same guy that drove the truck to the airport to meet the Americans that paid and whatever. And that guy kept them safe through all that fighting.
Wow.
And same guy from that he said at any moment, he could have jumped on him and taken the gun, but he didn't, for whatever reason. I think God told him to. But I think God would also understand, hey, look, whip his ass, and I mean, Moses was a soldier. Michael, the archangel Michael's a soldier. Jesus was a beast. Yeah, and Jess is pointing at her tattoos. Come on, like.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah. I do have a ring with Michael about. I'm not wearing it tonight. Whoops.
See, and that's what don't be rude. Wow. Hey, let's pick up really quick. Can I change the subject for a second?
Yeah, what you got?
What happened with last week's online dating? Like, where did you pick up last week? How did last week end for you with your online dating?
Yeah.
Like, I've got a few stories. This is why, and I just showed you one.
Well, I did notice a trend that happened. So, remember I showed you my Luxie matches and how Luxie, I was killing it. Like, every time I would swipe right, beautiful hot chicks, boom, match. Man, past 2 nights, man, none. Maybe 2 matches out of 60. So I'm like, what the hell happened, man? Did the algorithms change, or did my photos not become popular again? I don't know. But last year's online, last week's online
Technically,
dating,
we were all taken last year, but
so I actually had a date last week that was really awesome. And hopefully, she went out of town. She'll be coming back in actually tonight, and we might have another date. We'll see. She did listen to episode 3 of Take Care of Yourself. And she knows like my backstory. So I think I may have scared her off a little bit. I don't know. Because
we're all friendly here.
So she said she enjoyed the podcast. It was funny, and a lot of the things that you were talking about, she actually spoke to me about at our date.
Okay.
Because she says it's weird that some of the things you guys talked about in the podcast is what we talked about the night before. So I was like, okay, what was it? And then I can't remember exactly what it was that you were talking about, but yeah, it was cool. But then there was the part where she was like, it sounds like you're still like really hurt from your breakup and all this, and I was like, oh God, I was like, but I told her, you know what, it's good, I'm over it, it's all done, it's water under the bridge. But yeah, I think maybe we're gonna have a second date, and we'll see. She did want to do the podcast.
Yeah,
because she's a talker, man. She could talk.
Oh wow, I'd love to talk to her.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would love to talk to her. I would love to get another female perspective. Not Jess, I love you. You know that.
Yeah.
Just not this chick.
Yeah. And so I had a get together as well, and I was thinking, when you said, that she said whatever, you may be dealing with some things with your ex. Well, I have come to realize most all of us, matter of fact, I will comfortably say all of us have an ex that, I ain't gonna say we're still grieving or still dealing with, but an ex that left a impression upon us that we are still dealing with that, at least that impression. Not so much the entire person. We've accepted the fact that they're gone. We've accepted everything that's happened. We have went through all the stages of grief. We're ready to date and entertain other women and friends and things like that. But nevertheless, that person left something on us that we're still dealing with. Sorry, go ahead, Jess.
No, I was just saying you said other women, and I said men.
And men, exactly.
Yeah. Don't forget, we got a lady on the show. She sees it from the other perspective. It's just funny that me and Matt both have stories of women.
Yeah,
like, it just happens that way. I mean, like my ex completely.
It's a shame I'm not gay.
I mean, at this point, I'm starting to look at men.
We're not gay.
I mean, Jesus Christ here.
I told y'all last time I was here, I was like, well, damn, Mike's got his shit together. Like, if I was a girl or a female, woman, whatever you want to say, like, dude, Mike is a catch. Like, I can look at me and be like, okay, now I understand. I understand women. I can look at me and be like, okay, well, this guy's questionable. He's got this, he's got that. He don't have this and he don't have that. I can understand that. and but I am a realist. Like, some folks just have their shit together. And I'm not blowing smoke. I'm not gay. I'm not homo. Don't be rude. No homo.
Don't be rude.
So I am certified by Matt Abbott's stamp of approval. Yes.
Damn right.
That's what I'm talking. Fist bump on that one.
That's
Yeah.
how we roll.
You get a second from Jess.
Come on. Come
So
on.
I know it's
Just
not
the
even
right chick needs to come around.
Oh, it's not even
And
what? I'm sorry.
I said you're your great catch, and when the right chick comes around, we'll welcome her with open arms.
Well, not just white chicks. I date any color chick.
Don't be rude. Don't be rude. What is that? No habla español from episode 3.
Oh man.
Keep up or fall off.
Well, my ex literally hates me. It literally hates
Yours
me.
too? I don't have one that doesn't.
Well, mine threatened to call the police on me.
Oh, that's
Now,
it. Mine put me in jail.
Threatened to call the police on me if I ever come near her place of residence again.
Right. Jess, why'd you put me in jail?
I didn't do anything.
Jess, why'd you do that to Mike?
I didn't do anything.
This
I
is
didn't put
Dana we
anybody's
keep
shit.
talking about.
I mean,
her
I
name
just
is Dana.
I just took her box of possessions back to her place and put them on the front porch.
Right.
What's wrong with that?
She was probably going to report them stole at one point anyway. Then you went to jail for that. So.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't her possessions. It was stuff that she gave me in the 2.5 years we were together.
Yeah.
And I had to get it out of the house because I didn't want to see it anymore because it brought back. You know what I'm saying? It's the goo goo blah 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 blah. Right. Anyway, can't go near it again. Done. Done.
Did she say, "Don't be rude"?
Don't be rude. Well, I'm away from that screen right now.
To be fair.
Well, to be fair. In all honesty, I think we've all done that though. Yeah. When we were talking, excuse me, Brew Crew.
Oh, Jesus.
The hiccups over here. To all be fair, we have all done the very same thing, and we've all taken that last box. Wrote that last poem, sent that last text. And let's be honest, how many of us have done that last thing 100 last times?
Oh, I'm the worst.
Me too.
I'm the worst.
For me, closure is humongous.
Yeah.
Sit down at the table with me, look at me in my eye, and let's go on have a grown-up, mature conversation about this thing. Call it what it is. You answer my questions, I'll answer yours. And we can part from here and actually have some sort of camaraderie.
Yeah.
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 But not everyone believes like that or thinks like
No,
that.
I wish people did, though. That's the respect thing. If you're going to waste my time, you might as well just sit down and tell me what the issue is.
Right. Even on a bad job interview, right?
Yeah.
They give you feedback. For me, that is, I'm all about integrity and trying to do right by the next person. Even on a bad interview, they give you feedback.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't get the job. So for us, we're interviewing for husband and wife type material. For me, I think I owe you not to ghost you. I owe you not to just, cut it off or hire the next person and not tell you. I owe you a little bit of feedback. Because as a human...
That's how you correct yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
I like it.
If you care for the human race and people, and especially if we say we care for that person, I'm not going to tell you what you did wrong. I'm just going to give you feedback for me. And you'll hear me refer to that a lot. For me, this is X, Y, and Z. For me, this is what I feel like. I'm not saying that you're wrong. Just for me, I think, things could have been a little bit better. I think it could have been more communication. It could have been, more sex. It could have been more going out. It could have been more of sex and going out. It could have, whatever. Yeah. And I think as people, we've just kind of gotten away from the whole fact that you take away all this social media and all these options and dating apps. What do you think they did years ago?
Bro, you had to rely on your talk ability and your character, how charismatic you were. You had to have some personality. You had to approach women in places outside of your house because you didn't have a computer where you could. Remember back when it was like AOL, you had to dial up.
Yes.
And then that's how you would meet people, like through chat groups. Like I'll never forget when I was in the Army in '96. I went to Germany and there was a guy. He was the only guy with like a computer with an internet connection. Excuse me. And he fell in love with some girl using AOL Messenger. Back in the States.
And you might get 2 messages through in a day.
He used to sit there for hours.
Right.
Hours and hours, man. And how it has evolved, it's kind of scary because if you take away all this, which it never will be taken away, but it takes away from your people skills and how you interact, like face to face with each other.
100.
Because people get behind a keyboard and they say whatever they want, but if the stuff that they say behind this keyboard, they wouldn't say to our face, especially when they look at us and go, "Holy fuck, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that to you." They would never say that shit, man.
That's 100 right there. I call them all the time. Keyboard clickers or thumb thugs.
Keyboard warriors. That's the old school term for it.
I can't stand it. But what you just said is, it's made, okay, so essentially, alpha men, I'm sorry, Jess, this seems to take this is taking over the podcast, but alpha men, or that type, let's make it gender non-specific rather, the type A personality, right? That's that aggressive progressor type person. Well, even behind a keyboard, that person can use words and things and essentially portray themselves as something they're really not. Because you can use words in a wonderful way, But if you lack the skills to communicate them effectively face to face, what good are they? We see these people all the time that are, think about journalists and writers, they essentially never meet their readers. Not even a large percentage of them. So for us, trying to date in those times, those bloody ways,
Don't be rude.
Don't be rude. That's my favorite one. But no, really, like, it is so easy. Here's something I can't stand. I'm going to make this personal. When, we've met someone and their primary means of communication is text, right? I am so much about, hey, look, if you want to talk to me, pick up the phone. You can hear my voice. You can tell in my tone. You can even pick up on my cadence and mannerisms just through, through sound, Especially breaking up and things like that. Like, that is something you owe that other person.
Well, how about a voice message? Like a voice text?
That's me. In essence, in Matt Abbott's world, you're gaslighting and you're running. So because you're saying what you got to say, even in real voice, but you're not giving. You could care less about a real response. Well, you know what I mean?
Well, first off, I think if Jess, I feel like you're not getting in on this. You want in?
I'm sorry.
No. I completely agree with what he's saying. I don't want to live on a phone with a whole bunch of words. I work on computers and electronics all day for work sometimes. I don't want to have that. I want to have something more personal. I think a phone call is more personal.
Well, yeah. Like, so I think if you break up with somebody over text, you're a coward and you're hiding something.
Oh, come on.
You're hiding something. If you break up through text and then you block from all social media, all means of communication, then and then you try to blame it on somebody else, then you're a coward and you've got problems that you need to fix for yourself.
That's a you thing.
You know, it's definitely a you thing. Be a man, be a woman, pick up the phone and call. Trust me, I do not like phone calls. You know, when people call me, exception for you, because you know I needed those. But, you know, when people call me and I'm texting them and then they're like, hey, can I call you for a second? And I'm like, oh, God, I don't have time, man. I'm like doing this. Because most of the time when I'm texting somebody, I'm doing other things too.
Right.
So
and that's how text was meant to be.
Yeah, it's convenient.
Right.
So when somebody calls me, you know, it's taken away from what else I'm doing. But maybe that's something I need to fix with myself, because maybe I should learn to put all my attention into, you know, the attention that I've been given. If that makes sense, you know?
Yes.
If somebody feels enough
absolutely.
to want to talk to me on the phone, maybe I should give them my 100%, you know? But that's the times we live in, where everybody's on the phone, always checking their Instagram, their Facebook, Snapchats, TikToks, you know, emails, playing their games.
If you remember when text became a thing, it became something through Nextel. Remember, Nextel had talk to text, which were hand radios, the CB radios, that were meant to use as a quick means of communication, not a primary means of communication. So if your relationship is based primarily on damn text, you're not getting all the things God created, which you're not using all five senses. You're not using really any, I mean, let's be honest. When you go to text something, how much of it is already pre-typed for you?
So true.
Think about that.
What are you saying? Like when you put in like TH, does ERE populate or does E? Well, is that what you're talking about?
But
like
if you were to go on your phone right now and say, hey, honey, there's going to be a phrase already finishing your sentence.
Hey, honey,
text.
If you just
fuck
say
the maid.
It could be anything. And what's crazy is it could be. But let's be honest, who else has money for a maid these days?
Dude, I totally hired one a few weeks ago.
Get out.
I'm telling you,
it's
I did.
now public. I
I'm
just
the
moved
maid.
in with Mike. Jess says she moved in. I would pay to see that.
She was too much though. $40 an hour.
Damn, Jess.
Yeah, dude. No.
And you ain't knocking me out.
I'm like, for $40 an hour, girl, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to take the clothes off. No.
Yeah, we gotta see a nip slip
Totally
or
joking.
something.
No.
A little side boob or something out of that. Jeez.
All right.
$40. No, that's
$40 an hour. Hey, girl.
Think about it. If
maids
you put in
cost
8
more than
hours.
that. My boss has a maid, and it's like $200 to clean the house.
So you call Mike boss now?
No, I don't clean the house.
Let me tell you what happened this morning.
Up on that.
Let me tell you what happened this morning, right? So I'm driving, you know, I had a meeting where was I going? Oh, I was going to go get groceries at Target, and my phone went off. I looked at it, and hold on, let me read the text back. Let me find it. It shouldn't take me too long to get to it.
Holy shit, you got a 9-digit password over there.
Oh, yeah, make sure I'm safe. Here it is right here. Let's see.
Look at the text message.
So, so I get a message that says, hey, Trouble, how are you? Oh, whoops, that's not it. Whoops, sorry. That was from like 2 days ago. Okay, I get a text at, what does that say, 9:53. It says, not working today. If you need anything, please call Randy. And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? And it's from Jessica.
Hey, Siri, text Mike.
Who the hell is Randy?
So evidently she meant to send this to another Mike. So I got her work text. So I was like, hey, good morning, Jessica. You should probably let the Mike know to call Randy. The right Mike. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, so I don't know what's going on with my phone, but yesterday I was on the way to the trade show, and Mike, the one I was meant to text, was like, are you on your way? And I said, duh, but it was on my watch, right? Mm-hmm. And then I said something, and it caught the word, and then it sent it. What it said was, duh, fuck you. It's like,
Damn,
I called him back. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to send you that. I'm sorry.
You ducked him. Oh, my God.
I don't even know what happened. I don't even remember saying it.
I love your tattoos, by the way. I'm just looking at you. So for me,
Well, remember, this is an audio, not a visual podcast.
Too bad.
So
for
you got to describe her
tattoos?
tattoos
Yeah,
now.
so you men that
to?
aren't, what'd you say, Shook?
I was just kidding. I'm like, what tattoos?
So for you men that are listening, you're missing out. So Jess has a tattoo down her shoulder to what is that, like a half sleeve?
Yeah.
And it covers the right top of her boob. Is that your nipple that is covering? Can you? Okay, so it doesn't cover the nipple.
Is that your, oh my God!
Like I got everybody listening. Like, hold up, wait a minute, what's going on over there?
Everybody's wondering, like, has Jessica got an OnlyFans?
I know.
page?
Do you see? I'm just going like down further.
No, but that is cool as shit. Like I want a sleeve so bad, but I got to do something like this arm hair. I look like a wildebeest. But so
Waxed it.
yeah, but I don't want.
It doesn't look bad though.
Well, I don't want to keep it waxed. You know,
It
I
doesn't
was gonna
look
do
bad.
Let it go out.
like,
I mean, I don't. You got a little.
My
Well,
shit
your hair's
is
blacker.
dark,
Mine's gray. Yeah, I mean,
Mine's
yeah, I
nothing.
mean, you have lighter color hair. Like I have that.
dude, you got
Italian,
more hair on the bottom. And on your forearms, and I got on the top.
Yeah, well,
That's
it's a
your.
curse,
That's
huh?
an Italian thing.
I mean, that's what I've always heard, but I don't think I have any Italian in me, other than what my ex left.
I hope you've never had some Italian in you.
And I thought about it by the
And
time I said
if you do, I hope you fucking man shave down there.
that's manscaped.
Got a train wreck going on down there with all that hair.
Shit.
My God.
It's like that. What
Me
is
and
that scary
Antonio
movie?
Banderas.
Well, hey, look, on that note, man, we're going to come to an end to episode 1 of the Brew Crew. I got to tell you, this was fun, man. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. I always
So,
have a ball. I thank y'all for having me and looking forward to
Many more.
one more again.
Yes,
One
many
more
more with
again.
just
One
there
more
and
again.
drinking
We're
with
going to have to
y'all.
end that with one more again.
One more again.
All right, folks. Hey, don't forget, like and subscribe to us. We are the Brew Crew. We are on Naughty Donkey Productions and anywhere you get your podcast. Also, if you'll subscribe to the Naughty Donkey Productions on YouTube, check out the other shows. We got Take Care of Yourself, and if you're a big fan of cornhole, I host one with my buddy Rob Chismark called The Sticky Side, and we cover all things ACL and professional cornhole. Check us out. This is Mike. That's Matt and Jess.
All right. Come back and see us, y'all. Keep it in between the lines. Come on.
Goodbye. We'll see you next time.
Bye bye.